Scout Conference participants. I hope you had an exciting day yesterday, that you found workshops you liked, you had interesting and important discussions, and that you met with old and new friends. I'm Bea, and I'm the host of the Conference Live Studio. For those of you who didn't join me yesterday, this is the moment where we get ready for the plenary to start. So we will take a look at what happened in the conference yesterday and what exciting topics we have prepared for you today. We will also take a sneak peek at the conference studio. As you know, we are broadcasting this conference through a studio in Dubai with a small team of volunteers and staff. And honestly, I really want to show all the work behind the scenes. But first, because we had such an exciting day yesterday, let's take a look at some moments together.
I hereby declare the 42nd World Scout Conference open.
Throughout the triennium, we engaged 211 volunteers in the operational framework, and we trained more than 200 WOSM consultants.
It indeed was a great day yesterday, and it was really good to recap it with all of you. So now I will jump to my first guest of the day, who comes directly from the Seychelles in the Africa region. So Benny May, welcome to the Conference Live Studio. So my first question for you today is, how are you experiencing this virtual conference?
Hello, Beatrice. I think thank you. First of all, I want to thank the opportunity to address at the World Conference today. It's my first experience of the World Conference. And although it's virtual, I'm finding it first overwhelming because you have, yes, a lot to prepare for and so much to catch up to. But I'm enjoying the rush. I'm enjoying the learning journey that I've got to converse with other colleagues, other fellow scouts, and it's a refresher for me. I'm a chief commissioner of my association, and it's a refresher for you to get back to these documents, this important document, and review its relevance today in this day and age, and today where our youth are being challenged in multiple ways. So I'm enjoying the learning experience and I'm embracing the camaraderie and the teamwork that accompanies it all.
So last but not least, how can you apply all of these learnings that you're getting from the conference in your NSO?
Being a small NSO, as we are, Seychelles Scout Association, the two world events, the Youth Forum and the main conference itself, has given us a good, strong foundation, a springboard, because we are now at the stage where we are reviewing our POR, all our policies and rules. So it gives us a perspective on which to really review, reflect on how far we are aligning our operations, our programs to the world policies. And it also gives us an opportunity to listen to the best practices, to learn about the best practices, because we are also have big projects, like we are negotiating partnership with a lot of ministries. We are developing a new program for inclusive scouting. We are lobbying, advocating for funds to build our new headquarters. So all these are big projects, and we want to know how others have done theirs. So definitely we're learning a lot, and it will take on all this learning for us to review our operations and services and programs.
Betty May, that's extraordinary. Thank you so much for joining me today in the Conference Live studio. My next guest of today's Conference Live studio comes from Moldova in the Eurasia Scout region, and his name is Vasil. So welcome to our stage, Vasil. So my first question for you, how are you experiencing this conference so far? How is it being for you?
So first of all, it's a great experience, even if all the year and all the pandemic we start to use to the online. But I must say that in that environment, through this application, it's still a new experience. Also, as the event, as the World Scout Conference, I didn't participate previously at the global level, of course, in the region and the national level, also organizing conferences. But I see it still useful for myself, and a lot of stuff to learn as well.
That's great to hear. So even though everyone is far away from each other, the conference platform offers a range of tools for you to connect with other people. How have you taken advantage of these spaces? Tell us.
By the way, first of all, as an IT professional, I must say it is a great job done in developing the platform, and I really appreciate it. Also, in its limitation it has, and all the premeditated stuff of the muting everybody and not allowing the disturbance of everybody is yet a good point for such big people gathering in online. And also the exhibition area, the meeting hub, and all the aspects were very good and very nice thought from the beginning, as indeed to meet the requirements of such an event, the World Scout Conference. So yeah, I really enjoy surfing through the app and getting here and there, and even I can use separate tabs and looking back to the timeline, and in the same time seeing the live going. Really great.
Thank you so much. Last but not least, what do you miss the most about being in person?
I think it will be an obvious answer, seeing each other, see their smiles. But more in practice, I would say I miss the immediate feedback now on how people react, even to the discussion, even in the any presentation we had through the conference. So I think this is the most important thing I see as missing one, to see the immediate feedback, the reaction of everybody to what is going on in person.
I totally understand you on that. So thank you so much for joining me in the Conference Live studio, and have a great conference. As I mentioned in yesterday's live studio, we have an amazing dance for the conference. The forum participants had great moments dancing and following along the moves. Keep recording your attempts and share them with us by using the hashtag #ScoutDanceChallenge, and we will show some of those here in the Conference Live studio. We want you to recap, so let's watch the dance. time to welcome the conference expert of today's live studio. I have with me today Jacob Murray, the Director of World Events. Jacob, welcome to our stage.
Thank you, Beatrice. It's a real pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you. So Jacob, tell me, how was day one of the World Scout Conference?
Day one was amazing. It's really incredible how we've shown through these challenging times the strength of our movement, the diversity of our movement, and the unity of our movement. We've come together in a virtual setting to celebrate everything that's great about Scouting.
That is great to hear. So Scouting is also about young people. So tell me, how many young people were involved in the conference?
This is also pretty amazing to report. Building on the successful World Scout Youth Forum, where we saw over 700 young people participate, 400 of those young people are here with us today as either delegates or observers of the World Scout Conference.
That's really good. So bringing together over 200 countries and territories, how are we managing the different languages?
Great question, Beatrice. Well, for one thing, we've got a wonderful team of volunteer interpreters who are providing simultaneous interpretation into 5 languages: French, Spanish, Russian, Arabic, and English. And I really thank the time, energy, and hours that these volunteers are putting in to help deliver this event.
And it's really fantastic that we tried to make this more inclusive. So Scouting is a volunteer-led movement, and I would really like to know how many volunteers are supporting these events.
We have over 400 volunteers around the world helping to support this event. Everything from Safe from Harm, the program team, the interpretation team that I mentioned previously, our wonderful communications group. They are supporting this event from home with their delegations, and they are really giving back to this wonderful movement.
That's amazing. I would like to hear, is there any advice for first-time conference attendees?
Yes, happy to share some advice. As this is a virtual conference, you have many opportunities to connect with other scouts from around the world. We have a meeting hub where you can make new friends, you can connect with old friends, and we have a wide variety of breakouts, workshops, and outside of the plenary sessions where you can learn more about World Scouting.
Can I add to your advice, have some fun as well?
Of course, this is a Scout event, and it wouldn't be a Scout event without fun.
So you were also mentioning the plenary. The plenary starts in very few minutes. So what is happening today?
There is a lot happening today, Beatrice. You can easily find all of the sessions that are of interest to you on the conference agenda, but I would like to highlight 2 important sessions today. One is the growth ceremony, where we recognize a number of NSOs who have recently joined the movement, and some NSOs that have shown amazing growth during these challenging times. We will also take some time to explore the Triennial Plan as we look forward for the next 3 years.
Thank you so much, Jacob. Thank you for joining us in this live studio day 2. And it's now time for me to show you what is happening behind the scenes. We will take a tour at the live studio and show you the people who are making the live plenaries a reality. As I promised you yesterday, here are the top 3 leaders who scored the highest amount of points in the last 24 hours. Congratulations to you 3. You can check the leaderboards by clicking the cup-shaped button in the top right corner of your screen. New goals are available every day, so you can keep checking the goals and earn your chance to get the badges. This is all for the live studio of today. Get ready, the plenary session is about to start. Have a great day, conference.
Dear friends in Scouting, this event has been prepared to be a positive and engaging experience of education and decision-making for the future of World Scouting. We want to make this event meaningful and enjoyable for you. To be as inclusive as possible, we offer all the plenary sessions in our official WOSM languages, English and French. To do so, go to Session Information and click on the Interprefy button. You can then select the language in which you would like to follow for the plenary session. If you have any challenges, please reach out to our dedicated help desk team. On the platform's bottom right corner, you will see the help icon. Here, you can get access and connect with the support team. Delegates are entitled to ask their questions related to the plenary discussions using the live Q&A section. We will do our best to address all your questions either through written responses or directly on stage. You can also use the discussion forum to interact with other participants, speakers, and chairpersons. All participants will be muted during the plenary. If you wish to intervene, raise your hand to talk, and our production team will bring you to the stage. You will need to accept our invitation to join the green room, where our team will test your microphone. And when you're invited to the green room, we also encourage you to turn on your camera to get to know you and best represent the diversity of our movement. Abusive behavior of any kind that leads to harm, prejudice, discrimination, or harassment against any person will not be tolerated during the World Scout Conference. We have safe from harm procedures in place to make sure everyone feels safe and welcomed during this event. If you need any further information, please check scoutconference.org/safefromharm. If you feel unsafe at any moment while participating in the World Scout Youth Forum, please share your concerns by emailing safeforum@scout.org or reach out to a listening ear available at the events. To keep you well informed throughout the World Scout Conference, you can find the agenda and links to the different sessions on the event's participation platform. We will also use the official conference website as a communication channel. This plenary session is being streamed live on YouTube and Facebook and will be made available on the platform afterwards for you to see. Now let's start our plenary session by welcoming our chairpersons. Enjoy your World Scout Conference.
Welcome to the second day of the conference. I hope that you had an exciting day yesterday and you had an opportunity to navigate, explore the platform, and you were able to find the workshops that you would like to attend. Moreover, I would like to invite you to the exhibition areas. All of the exhibitors are ready and excited, waiting for you to interact. Before we start today's session, I just would like to ask our chairperson, Mr. Baram, how do you see the first day of the conference yesterday?
It was great, Mo. It was really great. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the members, the World Scout Bureau team here in Dubai, and also volunteers and staffs throughout the 6 regions who's been assisting us all through and supporting us, without whom this virtual conference would not be possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I was discussing with Jonah yesterday. Really, you are making our life easy. Mr. Secretary General, we are too much curious to know, what about the feedback, impressions of the whole movement about the first day yesterday?
Thank you, Brother Mo. It's been great. I think what we were looking to have on day one is not just a conference where we can take decisions, but a conference where we can show you the unity and the spirit of the movement coming together. I think we all felt that yesterday. We felt it. I was confirmed by the over 270 participants, who I would like to thank them for taking the time to film the survey and providing their feedback. That's really enlightening our planning for the coming days. And also, by just following social media and finding all this excitement, NSOs who are traveled together to attend the conference, the ones who organized their meeting rooms, the one who went outdoor. So you could really feel there is a conference spirit across the movement. So that's super exciting. Actually, I have to say, there are lots of funny things coming out as well. A lot of memes about us too. We welcome these memes and keep them coming. It's really super exciting to see a good laughter in the middle of this very serious business and good debate that we'll be having over the coming days. So here for a great second day.
Thank you so much. Before we start the second day, we would like to remind you about the possibility of supporting NSOs who have been heavily affected by the COVID-19 pandemics. We encourage you all to contribute in the name of your NSO by donating to the Re-Energizing Scouting Fund on the Scout donation platform. We would like also to thank all NSOs who have already made their donations. All funds raised will be directed to support NSOs in recovery efforts. I must tell you, we have a great day prepared for you. To start our plenary today, I just would like to tell you about the agenda of the plenary. We have 3 topics. The first topic, we will talk about the progress report. To what extent we are achieving we are on our way to achieve the strategy of Scouting 2023. The second part, we will welcome a new member to the WOSM family, and we will acknowledge the growth in the NSOs. The third part, we will look for the future. We will listen first to the draft Triennial Plan introduction, then we will go for breakout sessions where we can discuss, contribute, and give feedback on the objectives of the next 3 years. Let's first start with the progress report.
Dear friends, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. 7 years ago in Slovenia, the World Scout Conference adopted our strategy for scouting, Vision 2023. This ambitious plan has guided our work as together we engage more and more young people to become active citizens creating positive change. It is our pleasure, on behalf of the World Scout Committee and the World Scout Bureau, to provide a progress report on what we have achieved together with you along our journey to Vision 2023, and where we should increase our efforts in this final triennium and beyond.
Before we get into the details, let's take a moment to review the foundation of the strategy for scouting. The strategy for scouting, Vision 2023, is constructed of 3 core elements. They are the mission, the vision, and the 6 strategic priorities. The mission describes the purpose, business, and values of scouting. The vision describes our aspirations and goals for the movement. It's where we want to go. The 6 strategic priorities describes what we need to do all together to achieve the goals set out in the vision. They are youth engagement, educational methods, diversity and inclusion, social impact, communications and relations, and all underpinned by a priority on governance. As outlined in the triennial report, 3 work streams were established to work on these strategic priorities over the last 4 years. Their work has been communicated through midterm and final triennial reports, which were shared with all of you.
In WOSM, the strategy for scouting is implemented through a series of triennial plans, both at regional level and at world level. And Vision 2023 is measured across 4 key themes: influence, growth, impact, and unity. We developed a set of 16 meta-indicators, 4 per theme, to help us measure progress towards Vision 2023. While the COVID-19 pandemic has significantly impacted the movement and therefore our progress in some areas, it has also allowed us to accelerate others. Let's provide you with an overview of the progress we've made so far together.
Let's start with the influence theme. Overall, good progress has been made in this area through inspirational world and regional events, through national scout organizations influencing education and youth policies in their countries, and through forming and strengthening global partnerships. Also, 12 youth representatives have been appointed for the first time to advocate for World Scouting's position in global forums and working groups.
For growth, 3 out of the 4 meta indicators have shown good progress. Many national Scout organizations developed sustainable growth plans and are diversifying their membership. And we, of course, welcomed 3 new members to WOSM. While we've seen some remarkable growth in NSOs around the world during the triennium, we are also very much aware that the COVID-19 pandemic has led in many NSOs to membership decline. As a result, the key meta indicator on increasing Scouting's global market share will require continued efforts and focus of our movement to achieve our goal.
Most of the meta indicators for impact, including those related to community service and impact measurement, have shown good progress. Many NSOs have been actively reviving community service in their educational program, with an unprecedented increase during the COVID-19 pandemic. Substantial funds have also been raised to support community development projects. Progress has been made in the area of global measuring impact, but more work still needs to be done to involve additional NSOs to strengthen this work during the next triennium.
NSOs around the world see themselves as part of a united movement. Results show that many have added peace and intercultural education in their youth programs, are part of inter-regional initiatives, and reference Vision 2023 in their national strategies. For World Scouting's working groups, diversity in terms of gender, youth involvement, and regional representation has continuously increased since 2014. But efforts to continue to achieve our goals require our attention. A progress report on our strategy wouldn't be complete without reflecting on the overarching impact the last 18 months have had on Scouting worldwide. Unfortunately, 95% of NSOs had to stop in-person meetings and activities, and many have stated that areas such as retention and recruitment of members, as well as organizational finances, were significantly impacted. However, due to your actions, the global pandemic has also enabled us to make progress in certain areas. There is no doubt our unity as a movement has strengthened, and Scouting was perceived by many governments and stakeholders as stepping up to support local communities during a global crisis of unprecedented scale. COVID-19 recovery and resilience will therefore be a key focus in the final triennial plan that will lead us to Vision 2023.
So, what can we conclude? Well, we are making very good progress towards Vision 2023. We are moving our positions forward in all the 4 key themes. We have advanced rapidly in the areas of influence and unity. There is still work to do in the areas of impact and growth in the next triennium to take us all the way to Vision 2023.
The upcoming triennium will also see us completing the current strategy for Scouting and shifting our horizon to what lies beyond. We will launch an inclusive, participative process with the Scout movement while also engaging local communities and partners. That will help us to define our next aspirations and ambitions and provide a direction of travel for our movement beyond 2024. A final proposal will be considered by this conference at its next meeting.
Our progress as a movement would not be possible without the great work you do to ensure your National Scout organization's strategy is in line with Vision 2023 and that we're all working united. If you need any support, do not hesitate to take a look at the resources available on the WOSM Services platform and request support from our trained WOSM consultants. On behalf of the World Scout Committee and the World Scout Bureau, let us express our sincere gratitude for all the work you have been doing in your NSOs in the areas of influence, growth, impact, unity to help us achieve our common goal, Vision 2023.
Thank you, Yod Diman, member of the World Scout Committee, and Karen, Global Director, Organization Development. Both of them were responsible for the growth and strategy coordination this triennium. In line with our ambition to grow as a movement, we are happy to welcome new members in the WOSM family. In the same breath, we are excited to recognize National Scout Organization that made significant growth within the triennium. Let our growth ceremony begin.
Hello. In 2014, WOSM set an ambitious agenda that by 2023, Scouting will be the world's leading educational youth movement, enabling 100 million young people to be active citizens, creating positive change in their communities and in the world based on our shared values. Today, more than ever, the world needs more Scouts, young people empowered with the values and equipped with the skills of Scouting to be a force for positive change. Scouting's impact as a social force for change increases with every single young person who joins the movement. Through the hard work of our member organizations to bring Scouting to everyone and provide equality education to millions of new young people who have joined and benefited from our movement in the past years. World Scouting in the last 3 years welcomed 3 new members: the Afghanistan National Scout Organization, the Pathfinder Scout Vietnam, and the Solomon Islands Scout Association. This marks a historic moment for Afghanistan and Vietnam as they rejoin the World Organization of the Scout Movement, and for the Solomon Islands as the latest member of the World Scout family. As for Vietnam, there are more than 5,000 Scouts in the country, and the country's Scout leadership comprises of former Scouts from the business, education, and public service sectors. This journey for Pathfinder Scouts Vietnam has been 20 years in the making. I would like to thank all the volunteers in the region who have supported this long process and continue to extend their support for the unity and development of Scouting in Vietnam. I will look to the future of Scouting in this beautiful country with a great anticipation. For the Solomon Islands, the Solomon Islands Scout Association is the newest of the 172 member organization of the World Organization of the Scout Movement. Scouting in Solomon Islands comprised of more than hundreds of Scout members supported by Scout leaders who are involved through the 10 local Scout groups distributed in a majority of the 9 provinces of the island. By 2025, the National Scout Organization aims to grow and reach to 3,000 members. I think we all enjoy seeing the footage of young people who have joined the forum, the youth forum from the Solomon Islands. As for Afghanistan, and on behalf of all of you, we extend our deepest sympathy and solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Afghanistan during these uncertain times. Scouting has existed in Afghanistan for nearly 90 years, but activities halted in 1979. Scouting has re-emerged once again at the local level thanks to the efforts of many Scout volunteers in the APR region, and as a result of the collaboration between the World Organization, the Scout Movement, and the International Non-Governmental Organization for Physiotherapy and Rehabilitation Support to Afghanistan. As a member of our world movement, we will continue to work very closely with Afghanistan Scout Association and support them in their efforts. I also would like to thank all national Scout organizations who have reached out offering help and support to Afghanistan. The World Scout Bureau is managing a special project in the Scout donation platform, and we invite you all to contribute to the relief efforts led by our member organization. Despite this challenging time, we know that the Scouts are resilient and will be there for young people and under all conditions. So it's time to formally recognize and welcome these 3 new organizations to our World Scout movement. Welcome, Scouts.
Based on the information received from national Scout organizations, we are able to provide recognition for the growth achieved in the period from 2015 to 2019 in terms of absolute increase of members and an increase of market share. We would like to recognize the work of the National Scout organizations. We present to you the growth champions. Let's start with the 5 NSOs with the highest absolute membership growth. It is important not just to recognize these NSOs who have grown the most in members, but those who have increased their market share the most. Bhutan grew by 14.26% in market share. Revision of the membership registration system, creating a nationwide network by appointing Zonka district membership growth coordinators, extension of scouting to 21 universities and skill training institutes, the Messengers of Peace program supporting reaching out and engaging young people up to grassroots level. Maldives grew by 7.77% in market share. Accelerated training of trainers program, reaching out campaign to all adults, the islands. Kenya grew by 3.99% in market share, implementing the Rapid Results Initiative by dedicating resources and funds to start scouting in schools and mobilize through clusters, and involvement of Rover Scouts in the Rapid Results Initiative and in the membership data management. The Democratic Republic of the Congo grew by 3.48% in market share, improved the membership management system, enabling better membership measurement and management, invested in training courses to young adults aged from 21 to 26, increased involvement in community actions and acting in the communities during the Ebola pandemic. Indonesia grew by 2.89% in market share, reaching out to new communities, strengthening the leadership capacities, further improving the membership data gathering. Thank you all on some amazing growth and well done on bringing so many new members to the Scouting family.
The following National Scout organizations achieved the highest amount of absolute growth in the period from 2015 to 2019. Indonesia, with more than 3.1 million members. Kenya, with 1.1 million new members. Bangladesh, with 9,508,000 more members. Philippines, with 874,000 new members. And Nigeria, with 703,000 new members. WOSM aims to have a worldwide market share of 4.26% by 2023. Helping us achieve this ambition, here are the 5 NSOs with the largest market share across the world. Indonesia with 29.30% of market share, Bhutan with 24.2%, Kenya with 10.9%, Liechtenstein with 9.83%, and the Maldives with 9.8% market share. These are the market share of young people. Thank you all for your efforts to ensure that as many young people as possible in your communities are able to access Scouting.
Of course, it's not just about looking at our numbers at a global level. Let's take a look at some of our stars for absolute growth in each region. Africa region, Kenya, Nigeria, Malawi, Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi. Arab region, Algeria, State of Palestine, Oman, Jordan, Iraq. Asia Pacific region, Indonesia, Bangladesh, Philippines, Pakistan, Thailand. Eurasia region, Georgia, Europe region, United Kingdom, Turkey, France, Czechia, Austria. Inter-America region, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Costa Rica.
Thank you all for your hard work. Your achievements have been an inspiration for millions of scouts across the world, and we hope that this recognition will serve as a motivation and inspiration to continue your hard work and inspire other NSOs. It is important to note that the membership report on which these awards are based on presents the membership situation and trends before the COVID-19 pandemic. We recognize that in the last 18 months, we have been extremely challenging for our member organizations, but we have also seen an incredible efforts that you all have taken to ensure the retention of existing members and recruitment of new members into Scouting. As we move forward into the coming triennium, let's all work together on recovery and retention of our membership, leveraging the increased interest in Scouting by reaching out to new communities and providing space for all interested young people to join our movement.
And now, let's take time to celebrate those organizations among us that celebrated their centenary anniversary this last triennium. Ecuador, Ethiopia, France, Gambia, Guatemala, Honduras, Lithuania, Poland, Togo. A hearty congratulations to these organizations who have reached such a momentous occasion in offering a Scouting experience to young people for over 100 years.
If you are interested in finding out more on the current membership, you can access the online membership report to explore our movement's membership trend and reflect what can be our further growth commitment towards the Vision 2023 and beyond.
With all these amazing stories and the membership data from the last period, we can see that Scouting is growing. NSOs in Scout regions have different growth trends, but based on the data collected, we are delighted to share that WOSM's membership increased by 12% since 2015. That is 4,898,999 new young people contributing to the development of a better world, and that equals to 2.3 new Scouts joining our movement every minute. And so we are now a family of over 57 million people. a leading non-formal educational youth movement with more than 90% of our members being young people. Not only that, but through our beneficiaries, we are impacting more than 69 million people worldwide. The achievements highlighted today are thanks to the hard work of our member organizations around the world. Growth takes place on a local level, and it is thanks to the continuous and hard work of our volunteers and staff in every national Scout organization that more young people are benefiting from Scouting now more than ever before.
The pandemic has challenged us and shown us how important retention and recruitment is to ensure that Scouting exists for those that need it most. What we know is that if we work together, we can enable even more opportunities for young people. Today, more than ever, the world needs Scouts. And so it is more important than ever for us to work together and to ensure every young person is offered the opportunity to join the movement. World Scouting is here to support you on your growth journey and has a dedicated team and resources to support you. So if you're interested and would like to receive a support through the Growth Initiative, please request a service using the WOSM service platform. Let us unite together by celebrating this success and all look forward towards to commit our achieving our Vision 2023 by enabling 100 million young people to be active citizens.
It's really great to see how much our movement is growing stronger together. Conference. We would like now to take a moment to hear from the Afghanistan National Scout Organization, which, as we all know, is going through challenging times, and they would like to address the conference.
Assalamu alaikum. Scouting greetings from Afghanistan. This is Jawad Umari, International Commissioner of Afghanistan National Scout Organization. The actions of Taliban in Afghanistan is a story worldwide. Scouting was not spared in the process of checking by the Afghan militia. The scouting world is aware that 2 weeks ago, our scouts and leaders were providing services to displaced people affected by civil war, and we thank all our scouts worldwide for the support. Our service, however, was hampered because of the present political situation in the country. We had an initial talk with the Taliban on how we will keep scouting in the country, and we are hoping for a resolution from the next set of government. As of this moment, we request all of you, our scouting brothers and sisters, to pray for us that we may be able to overcome these challenging times and build our future to be able to help create a better Afghanistan for the world.
Friends from Afghanistan, our thoughts and prayers are with you in these challenging times. Nevertheless, a warm welcome to you and to our new members, and a real congratulations to all NSOs growing. Please feel free to congratulate our newest member and the efforts of our NSOs by reacting or commenting in the live discussion forum. We also recognize how the pandemic has had an unprecedented impact in our efforts to grow as a movement. But we believe that together we are stronger and we can continue creating a better world. Conference, it's now a time to look into the future and what we want to achieve in the next 3 years. Ready to learn more about the draft triennial plan for 2021-2024.
Back Back in 2014, our World Movement set its vision for Scouting to be the world's leading educational youth movement by 2023, enabling 100 million young people to be active citizens, creating positive change in their communities and in the world based on shared values. For every journey in Scouting, we need a plan, and the Triennial Plan is the roadmap we follow. Approved by our national Scout organizations at the World Scout Conference, the plan maps out the key areas of work that are needed to reach Vision 2023, our planned destination. To build that roadmap, we start by understanding where we are now, where our starting point is, in order to embark on the next part of the journey. To do this, WOSM has identified both the threats and opportunities that national Scout organizations and young people around the world are experiencing now and will be facing in the next 3 years. This enables us to determine which route we should take to best support them. In this triennium, more than any in recent times, the context in which the Scout movement operates has changed significantly due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. With many NSOs having to halt in-person activities and govern their organizations virtually, we have seen incredible resilience and innovation across our movement. However, the pandemic continues to significantly impact NSOs and Scouting at large, challenging us to step up to achieve Vision 2023. And so, our starting point and journey ahead is based on 2 key focuses: support our NSOs in their recovery efforts from the pandemic, and ensure that we all reach our destination of Vision 2023 as one movement. Every great journey starts with good preparation. This means packing our backpacks with all the essential items that will be needed to ensure we reach our destination. With recovery efforts being one of the 2 main focus areas for this journey, we will be making sure we pack plenty of tools that help NSOs address these key areas throughout the journey, including tools for membership retention, recovery and growth, and fundraising, financial stability, and recovery. To reach our final destination, we will also pack a number of tools for NSOs under each of the 6 strategic priorities of Vision 2023. These priorities are youth engagement, educational methods, diversity and inclusion, social impact, communication and external relations, and governance. Whether big or small, unexpected moments happen on every journey. Some are new opportunities, while others are unexpected challenges. As we've all experienced in this last year, drastic changes can happen very quickly, but it's up to us to adapt our journey to successfully reach our destination. To ensure World Scouting keeps providing the best possible support to NSOs in a rapidly changing environment, we will use an agile approach and review the implementation of the Triennial Plan on a regular basis. Frequent checkups on our current position on the map and assessing if the planned route is still the best one to reach our final destination are an integral part of planning for a successful journey. We are excited about the plan ahead. We hope you are looking forward to it as well and getting ready to pack your backpacks for this journey that we are on together. Visit scout.org to learn more about the plans for the next 3 years and be part of the discussions.
What a great introduction to this next session. Be part of the discussion. That is exactly what we want you to do today. But before we dive into the discussions, let's explore a little bit more about this draft triennial plan, the final of 3 plans aiming to bring World Scouting to Vision 2023. The draft triennial plan provides a holistic roadmap for our movement for the next 3 years. It is a product of a complex process, and this one took quite a ride. We started in late 2019 using a thorough internal and external analysis involving volunteers, staff, and NSOs through the regional conferences, as well as a number of external stakeholders. We finalized the first draft back in March 2020, when unfortunately the COVID-19 pandemic forced us to shift gears. After the initiation of WOSM's 1-year COVID response plan, we picked this process up again in November 2020. Informed by NSO surveys and engagements with the regions to understand the impact of the pandemic, we have worked to update the plan to take into account this new reality. Taking the current context of NSOs and of young people in 2021 and beyond into account, this World Scout Committee puts forward 4 key priorities. First and foremost, membership retention, recovery and growth. Secondly, NSO financial stability and recovery. Thirdly, we look at diversity and inclusion. And last but certainly not least, we continue our focus on safe from harm. I'm here together with 2 of my colleagues, Nargis and Mori, from the Growth and Strategy Coordination Group, which coordinated and facilitated the planning process of the Triennial Plan.
We're now going to give you a high-level overview of the main objectives in each of the 6 strategic priorities. You can find more details in the conference document 6B.
I will start by doing a brief introduction to strategic priority on youth engagement. First, we want to reinforce Scouting as a leading provider of non-formal education, equipping young people with competences to address the challenge of their local and global communities. Secondly, it also envisions that youth participation and engagement is structurally and effectively embedded in decision-making processes at all levels. And third, we will also evaluate the effectiveness of the World Scout Youth Involvement Policy and update it based on the findings.
Passing now to educational methods, we aim at supporting NSOs to be innovative in designing and implementing their youth program to ensure that Scouting's relevance to respond to the key needs of young people today, while it's building competencies for the future. We want to support NSOs in integrating the 4 thematic areas of the Better World framework in their youth program to equip young people with the competencies to contribute to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals in their communities. A crucial area focuses on supporting NSOs to strengthen their implementation of the World Safe from Harm policy and strengthening compliance mechanisms. We also warn NSOs to foster the resilience, well-being, and mental health of their members. Support NSOs in strengthening the implementation of adult in Scouting policies, with the key focuses on recruitment, retention, and succession strategies. Last but not least, we'll review and innovate all the World Scout events with a strong involvement of NSOs to ensure that they are designed and implemented for accessibility, impact, inclusion, and participation of all young people.
Great that you mentioned inclusion and participation of all young people. We now move to diversity and inclusion. We want to mainstream it as a transversal focus across the Scout movement, ensuring more inclusive policies and structures to embrace diversity as a key to the unity of the Scout movement. A reality check is also envisioned to understand where we stand as a Scout movement in terms of diversity and inclusion in our membership, to better address challenges and barriers that are leaving young people out of Scouting. We aim to significantly increase support to NSOs to actively reach out to and include communities that do not have equal access to or which we currently do not engage through Scouting. In the past triennium, we have started our journey towards gender equality in our movement, and we'll continue in that road by mainstreaming gender equality at all levels of Scouting.
Social impact is another strategic priority where we need to put a big emphasis, commencing with supporting NSOs in evaluating and measuring Scouting impact on individual, both members and beneficiaries, communities, and institutions. We will urge innovative data capturing and management within World Scouting to gain better insights into providing effective support for NSOs on their social impact. It will be crucial to develop tools to assist NSOs and World Scouting in monitoring and evaluating the effectiveness and impact of the NSO's youth program. Still under social impact, we include humanitarian action and strong aim on reducing the impact of humanitarian disasters on young people by supporting NSOs to be prepared and become responsible actors in humanitarian action.
For communication and relations, we want to refresh WOSM branding and messaging to position us as a leading educational youth movement. We will also provide stronger support in branding, storytelling, media relations, crisis communication, and reputation management through mobilizing our global communications network. Another extremely important part is the activation and dissemination of WOSM strategic partnerships locally and globally, and support NSOs in developing and managing those partnerships. It's proposed to review and implement a resource mobilization strategy to increase and diversify World Scouting resources with a focus on institutional, philanthropic, and private sector partnerships.
Last but not least, when it comes to governance, we'll keep supporting NSOs to strengthen their capacity by increasing tailored support across all areas of WOSM services. It will also include the expansion of services and the creation of new areas. We will do our best to ensure that NSOs thrive in these changing realities, supporting organizational resilience through innovation, robust change, crisis, and risk management. We'll also want to ensure the sustainability of NSOs by supporting them to diversify their income streams, increase their financial stability, and improve their management of funded projects. Growth will be our watchword, ensuring sustainable growth, understand our impact, and welcoming more and more young people. We also want to highlight that we want to be a role model of our own policies and ethical standards within World Scouting structures and its affiliated institutions, including the proactive management and procedures to deal with safe from harm issues.
We want to remind you that you can find and explore the full overview of all objectives in full detail in document 6B. Your NSO might want to propose some changes to the triennial plan. You can do this through the amendment process, but remember that you can only amend the purple column of the triennial plan, which covers the objectives on a strategic level. As the triennial plan is such a big document, we will shortly move into breakouts, so you have an opportunity to get to know the plan better, discuss and reflect if it answers to the needs of your NSO and NSOs around the world.
Yo, Nargis and Muri, thank you so much for the excellent presentation. It's the time now for more discussions between delegates. We will now go into breakout sessions to take a closer look on the proposed Triennial Plan 2021-2024. The session is divided by language, so we encourage you to pick the language you feel the most comfortable with to join this session. We will have a breakout session, one for French language, one for Russian, one for Arabic, and another one for Spanish language. For those joining the English session, we ask you to divide in the following way. Participant had been born in January, February, March, April, please go to session number 1. Participant born in May, June, July, and August, you are welcome to go to session 2. Participant had been born in September, October, November, December, you are highly encouraged to go session number 3. After the breakout, we will meet back here in time for our next exciting sessions where we get to know more about the candidates running to the World Scout Committee. Enjoy the breakout sessions.